welcome to Life with Trey and Jay. I am Jeanelle.
I'm Tracey.
So today's episode.
Girl, where the napkins? Because I already know I'm about to be out here trying to get the pretty cry on, like, some eyeliner. But yeah, so we're talking about our experiences with God. And that gets real.
Yeah.
That gets real. So my father passed away from cancer. This had to be, at this point, maybe like about 9 years ago. And so when I always believed in Christ. Like, I just was like, all right, you know, I go to church, Roman Catholic, I'm going to church, so this is normal. Yes, in the pews and all that. And communion.
Rosies.
Yep, the rosaries. I got them on my door.
Oh, okay.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's normal to me. But when my father passed away, I was like, wait, what? Like, how exactly am I supposed to believe in a God? And my father has died. And if you know me, you know that my relationship with we were like, you know,
not like this, but
yeah, like all of this. Like every time he went somewhere, he's like, oh, Trey, I'm going this place or whatever. I'm like, yo, I'm already in there. Like, you don't have to tell me anything, I'm in.
So you were daddy's little girl.
Quintessential. Yeah, so when he passed, it was a huge blow to me because at that point, I got everything that I prayed for. So I was just like, all right, let me pass this test, let me pass this, let me do this or whatever, let me pray for this, and I got it. So then when they said, okay, you know, he has cancer, I was like, okay, yeah, God, you know, you're gonna handle this.
You're gonna come through.
Yeah, you're gonna come through. And then it was like, he was gone. I'm like, no, wait. Like, even at my father's funeral, I was like tapping the casket, like, no, because this is a joke. Like, he's gonna wake up.
Wow.
Because it just didn't make sense to me. Like, I never seen death at this point. My parents shielded me in such a manner that I didn't see death. So when it happened to him, I was like, what? And so at that point, for that time frame, which was about 8 years, if I had to put a time on it now, yeah, I was like cursing God because I was like, there's no such thing as you. When I had hair, you know,
like that emoji, like
right, the one that's like, or this one, you know, that's my favorite one. Like, but yeah, so I was just like, you know, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you're not real to me if you can take away my father. So for that amount of time, I just kind of stopped everything. I didn't go to church. I didn't pray. I just didn't understand the concept of it. That's when I was like partying in excess. Like smoking, drinking, whatever, all these things, pop, lock, and dropping it. I was out here in these streets, like out here, like, okay, not with men. All right, let's be clear.
Or women.
Or women. I had a boyfriend at this time, but anyway, I just was like, you know, loose with the goose because I was just like, this doesn't make sense. So anyway, what happened was God came to me and like I was like in my living room by myself. In my house, and like it was so crazy because I know when I say it to people, they're like,
really? Like,
you just wanted to say God came to you, girl. He ain't come to you no way. Okay. So anyway, it was like a cloud, and I'm like, does anybody else but me see this?
Were you in the room by yourself?
I was like in my living room, like doing absolutely nothing. You know how sometimes you'll have TV on, nothing. And he came to me and he was like, you know, you really need to just be honest. And I'm like, there's no, like, nobody sees this. And he was just like, yo, like, and he kept coming to me for like, because I just was like, I don't get this.
No.
Like, this is not real. This is a joke. He kept coming to me for like 2 weeks straight.
Wow.
Because I just was like, this is stupid. This is not happening. And I
thought you were making it up?
I thought this was like, I'm like, Trey, are you okay? You know when you got a self-check? Trey, are you okay? You good? Like, you safe? What's going on?
Like,
you know?
Are you losing it?
Yeah, like, yo, like, if I see this again, I'm going to check myself in somewhere. Like, something is wrong. So finally, I was like, okay, I responded. I was like, about what? Be truthful and honest about what? And then it was like, you know, I got to be truthful and honest about my father. And that's the first time I had a real conversation with my mom. Because I never seen my mom as a single mother. Like, I see both of them together So now he's gone and she has to stand and be a mom, and a single mom at that. I never really hung out with my mom the way I was always with my father. People used to tease us all the time and say, you know, Tracey's like your you know, like Tracey and like boyfriend and girlfriend. You see one, you see the other. It's like you always there. You say your ball and chain. I was everywhere.
With your dad.
So everywhere with him. So now having to get to know my mom, that first conversation that we had was because God came to me and was like, yo, you need to talk and be honest and be open. Everything was held inside. To the point where I forgot, you know, dates and stuff in reference to my father, because it just was too much. Yeah, it was too much. It's too much. It's too much. Yeah. Hashtag too much. You know, like for real, like ew. So finally, I had a conversation with my mom, which was life-changing, to be honest, because she was like, you know, yeah, you lost your father, but I lost my husband. So I didn't get a chance to see my mom as a woman. And that was, oh my goodness. You know, I told you I was gonna need this napkin. Cause I already, you know when you could just feel it coming through? Like it's coming through. So it's like getting shiny. All right. But, so that's when I really finally had to see my mom as a woman who, lost her husband.
A human being, just like you.
She came to this country with her, you know, like came to by herself and with him, and then years later, my sister and my brother came after. And it's so crazy because I had to listen to this story at this one time. I just locked my room door. I sat down on this because I know me. I'd be like, this is too much for me to talk to. I just gotta be out. I'm just done with this. But I had to sit there and listen to her. And I had a bunch of napkins in front of me because I was like, I already know that this is gonna get crazy because I don't talk. I at that time, I didn't talk to my mom. Like really. Like, I'm like, I don't get her. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. I've never seen her by herself. Like, so I don't know how to engage that type of, you know, environment, engage in that type of environment. So when God came to me and was like, yo, like, you really need to be honest, his honesty was talking about talk to your mom, like address Poppy, you know, which is my father, like address him for real. And I was like, yeah, I'm addressing him with my Henny. There's no Henny in here. Though. Not today. But not today. But Trey BC had some Henny up in there talking about with a splash of cranberry. Like, I'm addressing it, you know? Like, that's really what it was. But no, like, I really have to open up and articulate and converse about these things that were just like foreign to me. So hearing her talk about all these things was like, yo, my mom is a woman. My mom is a human, like with feelings, and like I never seen her that way. So having that first conversation with my mom really like opened up so many doors within our relationship, and that was just the start. So that's how God he was like, that's when he was like, boo boo, like pay attention. Like fast forward. It was so crazy because when I started to see him like come up for me, I'm like, yo, this is it's crazy. And then it took like the last time, it was like, now it's like every day. It happened like once, okay, happened another time, another week. But now when I realized I was not responding to him and now I was being obedient and just like listening to him, it's like every day he keep coming. To the point where he's like, hello. Pay attention. And then finally I was like, all right, let me have this conversation with her. So that's how he was like, boo-boo for me.
Trey, that was serious. That was real. That was real. And I am so glad you answered, because some people don't. You know, some people don't respond to his reaching out to them, you know.
Stay tuned for part 2 of this episode.